Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really unpacking something super crucial if you're, dreaming of studying abroad. It's that big question, IELTS or TOEFL. Specifically, the speaking parts. Imagine you're right there, needing that score for your dream university. Which test is the right fit for you? Our mission today is simple. Cut through the noise, break down how each speaking test works, share some key tips, and hopefully help you figure out which one lets your English skills really shine.
And that's so important because, both IELTS and TOEFL are, widely accepted pretty much everywhere, but the way they test speaking, totally different. Structure, assessment, the whole feel, understanding those differences is key, really. It helps you feel prepared, confident, instead of just, overwhelmed.
Okay, so most people listening probably know the basics. IELTS is around 2 hours, 45 minutes, scored 0 to 9. And TOEFL IBT, bit longer, maybe 3 hours, scored out of 120. Listening, reading, writing, speaking in both. But like you said, the speaking part, that's where things really diverge, and that's what we need to drill into today.
Precisely. The overall test gives you the framework. But speaking is where you see the biggest contrast in approach. It's quite fascinating, actually, how they tackle the same skill so differently.
It really is. So let's zoom in. Take IELTS first. For someone totally new to this, what's that speaking test actually like? Walk us through it.
Okay, so the IELTS speaking test, it's pretty unique. It's a live interview, face-to-face with an examiner. Usually lasts about, 11 to 14 minutes. And it's broken down into 3 distinct parts.
3 parts. And what's the vibe of each? I've heard part 1 is quite relaxed.
Yeah, part 1 feels that way. It's about 4 to 5 minutes. The examiner asks you pretty straightforward questions about familiar things, your family, where you live, hobbies, that sort of thing. But it's not just chit-chat. It's designed to, gauge your basic fluency and help you settle in before things get trickier.
Ah, okay. So it sets a baseline but also eases you in. Smart. What happens after part 1?
Then comes part 2. This bit is around 3 to 4 minutes. You get what's called a cue card. It gives you a specific topic, maybe like describe a memorable trip and some bullet points to cover. You get exactly 1 minute to prepare. Jot down some notes if you want, and then you need to speak on that topic for up to 2 minutes.
1 minute prep, 2 minutes talk, okay? That tests your ability to organize thoughts quickly and speak at length.
Exactly. It's about developing a topic coherently on your own. And then finally, part 3. This is another 4 to 5 minutes. It's a discussion that flows directly from the topic in part 2, but it goes deeper, more abstract. The examiner might ask about broader issues related to your topic, probing your opinions and ability to discuss complex ideas.
Right, so it builds up. And in this live setting, how are they actually judging you? What are they listening for?
Good question. It's a systematic evaluation, not just a chat. They score you on 5 main things. Fluency and coherence, basically, how smoothly and logically you speak. Lexical resource, your range of vocabulary. Grammatical range and accuracy using grammar correctly and flexibly. And pronunciation, how clear and understandable you are. It really reflects the goal, assessing your ability to communicate effectively in a real conversation. Fluency and coherence are huge here.
That natural conversation seems key for IELTS. Now let's pivot. TOEFL speaking. You mentioned it's a very different beast. How does that one work?
Totally different. TOEFL speaking is about 20 minutes long, and it's made up of 6 different tasks now. And it's not face-to-face. You're speaking into a microphone, and your responses are recorded.
Recorded, okay. And 6 tasks. What are the first couple like?
The first 2 are called independent tasks. They're pretty direct. You'll be asked for your opinion on familiar topics, like, do you prefer studying alone or in a group? You get just 15 seconds. Yeah, 15 to prepare your answer, and then 45 seconds to actually speak.
Wow. 15 seconds prep, 45 to talk. That's fast. So quick opinions first. What about the other tasks? Do they mix things up?
They do. That's where the integrated part comes in. Questions 3 and 4 are integrated listening plus speaking. You'll listen to something, maybe a short conversation between students or part of a lecture, and you have to summarize or respond to what you heard. For these, you get 60 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to speak.
Okay, so listening then speaking.
Yeah.
Makes sense for university skills. And then questions 5 and 6 add reading too.
Exactly. For 5 and 6, you first read a short passage, then you listen to related audio, often a conversation or a lecture expanding on the reading, and then, you guessed it, you speak about how the reading and listening connect. For these, you get 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to respond. The crucial thing about TOEFL, as I said, is it's all recorded. Very structured, very timed. Some students find that time pressure quite intense.
Yeah, I can imagine, like a series of mini challenges against the clock. And how do they score these recorded answers? No live examiner to, gauge things in real time.
Right. The scoring is also standardized. Raters listen to your recorded responses and assess them based on 3 main areas. Delivery, that's your clarity, pronunciation, pace. Topic development, how well you answer the question, organize your ideas, and provide details. And language. Use your vocabulary and grammar accuracy. Because it's recorded, clarity and structure are absolutely vital. There's no back and forth.
Okay, let's really unpack the differences now side by side so you listening can picture this. IELTS. Live interview, human examiner. TOEFL. Recorded answer, speaking into a mic. Big difference right there.
Huge difference. And that affects prep time, too. IELTS gives that solid minute for the Part 2 cue card. TOEFL prep times are all over the place. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, much shorter bursts generally.
Right, which must impact how spontaneous you can be or need to be.
Absolutely. IELTS feels more spontaneous because it is a conversation. The examiner might nod or ask a follow-up if you stumble slightly. It feels more interactive. TOEFL requires you to think fast, sure, but within very rigid time limits. If you pause too long on the recording, well, that's just silence. No human feedback loop there. So IELTS may be higher potential for spontaneity. TOEFL has spontaneity crammed into tight boxes.
That lack of a safety net in TOEFL is really interesting. What about scoring consistency then? Human versus standardized rating.
That's a key point. With IELTS, even with highly trained examiners, there's always a potential for slight subjectivity just because it's human to human. TOEFL aims for high consistency through its standardized rating process, using specific rubrics applied to recordings, often by multiple raters who don't know you.
Okay, let's talk comfort level. IELTS might feel more natural, like a chat, but maybe more nerve-wracking because someone's right there.
Exactly. Whereas TOEFL may be less human pressure because it's just you and the mic.
But then, bam, the clock pressure is way higher, those strict timings.
Precisely. So it's a trade-off. If you thrive in conversation, feel good thinking on your feet with a real person, maybe IELTS suits you.
But if you prefer knowing exactly what the structure is, having clear timed tasks, maybe feeling less watched, then TOEFL could be a better fit. Makes sense. Okay, let's talk prep. Top tips for each. What should someone focus on for IELTS speaking?
For IELTS, definitely practice those Part 2 cue cards a lot. Get used to brainstorming quickly and, crucially speaking, for the full 2 minutes. Expand your points, give examples.
Good one. What else?
Record yourself doing mock interviews, maybe parts 1, 2, and 3. Listen back critically. Are you hesitating too much? Using too many fillers like or Work on smoothing those out, and pay close attention to pronunciation clarity is key.
Sound advice. Now for TOEFL, what are the must-dos?
Timing. You absolutely have to practice with a timer for every single task type. Get a feel for where 45 seconds or 60 seconds actually feels like when you're speaking.
Essential. What else?
Record everything. Just like IELTS, listen back. But for TOEFL, check. Did I directly answer the question? Was my structure clear? Did I fit it all in the time? And especially for those integrated tasks. Questions 3 through 6, you have to get good at note-taking while listening and reading. You need to capture the key points efficiently to synthesize them in your response.
Okay, so note-taking becomes a critical supporting skill for TOEFL speaking.
Definitely. It's not just about speaking. It's about processing information quickly, too. So tying it all together, your natural style really matters here.
Yeah, how so?
Well, think about it. Are you someone who's genuinely comfortable in conversation? Can you elaborate easily, respond naturally to follow-up questions? If yes, IELTS might play to your strengths.
Right. And the flip side.
If maybe you feel more secure when you know exactly what's expected, you like structure, maybe you're even a bit better at organizing thoughts clearly under time pressure than just chatting freely. Or perhaps you just prefer the anonymity of the recording. Then TOEFL might feel like a better environment for you to perform well. And remember, most universities take both, so check their requirements, but often you do have a choice based on what fits you.
So it really comes down to self-awareness, understanding your own communication strengths and preferences.
Exactly. It raises that important question, doesn't it? It's not just about passing a test. It's about knowing yourself as a communicator. The choice isn't really about which test is easier. They're both challenging. It's about which test format allows your specific English skills to come across most clearly and effectively.
Great perspective. So what does this all mean for you listening? Definitely go check out sample speaking questions and responses on the official IELTS and TOEFL websites. Get a feel for them. Maybe try practicing with others' platforms like italki, or even language exchange partners can simulate the IELTS interview feel or help you practice timed responses for TOEFL. And here's a really practical tip. Look up videos or articles explaining the scoring rubrics for both tests, knowing exactly how you'll be graded. That's powerful. Think about it. Your comfort with live chat versus timed tasks is one thing, but understanding how to meet the specific demands of the test you choose, that's what can really open the door to those university goals. Lots to consider.